We already know Mantle Cancel shooting, but how about we do a follow-up wall bounce? It looks cool, but is it also useful? Is it better than a follow-up super glide? Does it work on every wall, and what's the logic behind it? And what are the inputs for this? I'll be explaining all these in the video. First off, is it useful? Yes, it's very much useful. One moment you're hanging on the ledge, and in less than a second, you're over the ledge. The only other movement technique that can compete is a follow-up super glide. But this wall bounce is actually much more useful than a follow-up super glide. I want you to think about it. Let's say there's an enemy on the object. You do a Mantle Cancel shooting, and once you do that, the enemy is going to wait for you to do the same thing again. And if you go for a super glide, you have to mantle again, which means the enemy is already aiming on the spot that you will mantle. You'll most likely get shot right before you execute the super glide, and there's a very high chance that it will be a headshot because only the top of your body is visible during a mantle. On the other hand, when you do a follow-up wall bounce, it's much more unpredictable. You'll be moving in the air with some lurching when your enemy is still waiting for you to mantle again. So what's the logic behind it, and does it work on every wall? It only works this fast if the wall is not too high. Let's say you try to do it on a long wall. You jump on the wall, climb, mantle, and then cancel the mantle. At this point, your green zone that allows you to wall bounce is based on where you jumped off onto the wall. You jumped from this ground, so your green zone is around this area on the wall. Meaning that after you cancel the mantle on this long wall, you have to drop all the way down to the green zone, just so you can wall bounce. Since we have to drop down to the green zone, it takes more time to execute the wall bounce compared to walls with lower height. As it comes to the inputs, we're going to use different methods for low and high walls. Let's start with low walls. After you cancel the mantle by tapping S, immediately hold W. This switch from S to W is very fast. Once you see your character landing on the wall, immediately release W. After that, hold A or D and then just jump. For high walls, it's a bit trickier. To be honest, I was almost going to give up with high walls because I've been trying to find a consistent way to drop down to the green zone. But finally, after hours of pain, I noticed that I can just flick my camera sideways after the Mantle Cancel. With this way, even if I move towards the wall after the Mantle Cancel, I'm not going to land on it immediately. I will land on the wall whenever I look back on it. It basically gives us full control on when exactly to land on the wall. We also need to use different inputs. After the Mantle Cancel, flick your camera sideways and hold A or D during your flick, just so you can move towards the wall. And then quickly flick back on the wall, but also hold W. After you land on the wall, release W and then just jump.